Hello everyone. In this video, we will try to understand about the number system. So this chapter considers different type of numbers like natural number, real number, rational numbers, and irrational numbers. Some numbers which you can represent in this manner: natural number, real number, rational numbers. So later on, we will go into about these numbers, try to understand classification of these numbers and some of its property. First, we try to understand how we evolved, how we developed our first number system, what was the journey of evolution of numbers. So first we understand background of this chapter, that how we develop our number system, which nowadays we are using named as decimal number system. You can also hear this name Indian number system or Hindu number system, which we are using throughout the world. These are the same name for the number system which we are using nowadays. This Hindu term comes because of the geography, not because of the religion. So first we develop, first try to think why people were in the need of numbers. First understand what is the numbers. So numbers are mathematical concept which are representing quantity, and they are representing what? They are representing quantity, and they are expressed in the form of symbols. Like in our system, we are using these type of symbols for representing numbers. Again, think they are some example in our ancient times symbols which we use for representing numbers. These are the symbols of our representing numbers. These represent one quantity, these represent two quantities. Some symbol which you might have come across which were used in Roman number system, like this one for one quantity, this for say, two quantities, this for three quantities. I hope you may come across these symbols which are representing numbers. And another things through which you can represent numbers are the words. Like you associate one word for this, two for this. I don't know what these people are calling these symbols. So there are other things for representing numbers. You can also represent number through physical objects like your body part. Other than this, by some pebbles and sticks. So first we understand how we develop, how we had started our journey for developing numbers. Before that, understand what was it, why people were in the need for numbers. Let's say these are the group in any civilization. Think why these peoples were in the need for the numbers. Basic thing for counting. Other need for these peoples were in the numbers. Let's say if they want to count number of livestock in their herd, so for those things they need numbers. If they want to tell this information to someone else, that how many people they are or how many livestock which they have, so for those things they were in the need of number. Though that's why people had started developing number system. What earliest people were doing is that for counting, let's say they themselves want to count, they were doing, they had started associating with them with some physical object. Like this person you can associate with single stick, another person can also be associated with single stick, next person can also be associated with one stick. So this is how, if you associate one person with one stick, then by counting those sticks you can understand how many persons are there, how many quantities are there. So these are the basic methods for counting things. They also use some mark on the stones and other on the sticks also for counting those objects. So this is another basic phenomena, basic thing which through which you can count. Okay, think what are the problems which they were facing when they are counting objects through this single objects through this single sticks or pebbles and other thing. The problem is that if you want to count something very big number, let's say you want to count 5000, so you cannot associate single quantity with a single object. If you start doing these things for a very large number, the problem is that you will not able to count your object itself. So what people had started doing, they started doing counting in groups. Means they group five quantity, give them a single symbol in the Roman number system. Then another five quantity they group and give them another symbol. And these symbols are known as the landmark numbers. So for the ease of counting, for doing ease in the counting, they had started grouping them and giving them a new symbols. So through which you can easily understand how many quantities are there. If you want to count 20 quantity, you write in this manner, you will easily get to know that this is the 20, and somebody else will also be easily to understand this is representing 20 quantities. But if you writing 20 in this manner, you will associate it with 20 stick, it will be difficult to count. So people had started grouping them, the next evolution in the history of evolution of number system. The another thing is that when you started grouping them in a particular sequence, means you group first five element, give a name, another five group of this element, you group them and give a next name. Means you group first five element, give them some symbol, let's say you give them symbol as 5. Another group is just giving taking them symbol 5 5. You group them these 5 times 5 object and give another symbols to them, that is 125. So these fives are also landmark numbers. They are collection representing 5 elements, and 5 collection of these number is another a landmark number. So if you are grouping them in this manner, then this number system is known as the base 5 number system. So in any base n number system, let's say you want to develop any base n number system, this is your first landmark number, then another would be n, next one would be n square, that is your the next landmark number. For example, if we making groups of 5, one would be the first landmark number, 5 would be the next landmark number, and the 125 would be the next landmark number. So you started grouping numbers in this manner. And let's say giving some example how to count numbers with this use of this number system. Let's say you are giving symbol this as a this one, and this number system you are giving symbol this, and this number system you are giving symbol this. So if you want to write let's say 75, or not 75, take some small example. The second landmark number would be here would be 25, not 125, because 5 times of 5 is equal to 25, not 125. Next landmark number would be here 125. You can also give another symbol this manner. So if you want to write here 60, let's say you want to write, so you need to group them into the landmark numbers. For example, the first landmark number would be, it is less than 125, you need to first find out how many 25s are there. So there are two 25s, plus you remain with 10. So how you need to find out how many fives are here. So here two fives are there. Now you can write this number in this manner. two 5 you need to write. This is 1, this is 2, two fives are there, and 225. So for 25 you used a symbol this one. This is 125, this is 225, and for the ones there is no ones. So the thing is that you can write any number of quantity with a base and number system. So what is the problem with this number system? As earlier we had seen, before group you need to write many elements in a single line, and it will be difficult to read for somebody the quantity. So for that solution, what people had started doing, they had started grouping those numbers and giving a new symbols to that group. That would be the easy for the counting. And what is the problem with the system? The problem with the system is that you need to find out again and again new symbols for the landmark numbers. For the next landmark number you need to introduce new symbol. And the problem is that if you will start introducing a lot of symbols in your number system, it will be difficult to memorize those symbols. So what is the solution? What is solution? And that is the final development in the history of number system. The solution is that you can associate this landmark number with the position of the number. Let's understand. We are writing, let's say, 125 in our decimal number system. What this represent is that this 5 is at the first position, so this is representing first landmark number in the decimal system. So first landmark number is what? 1. How many ones are there in this number system? 5 ones are there. This second position represent which landmark number in the decimal number system? 10 की power 2. No, 10 की power 0 is first, and second one 10 की power 1. So 10 की power 1, this second place represent tens. So how many tens are here? Here 2 tens are here. And this third position represent 10 की power 2, that is 100. So how many hundreds are here? 100s are here. That's how we can use very few numerals, very few symbols, and we start using position for the landmark number, and through which, by the use of very few symbols, we can write very large number of quantity. And also the development of zero, which is very important in the development, in the evolution of number system, because zero you can use at this position also for representing none of the of your first landmark number, and also you can use zero in between for representing if there is no zero, no element of any 10 की power, you can represent that thing by the use of zero. So this is the another evolution in the history of evolution of the number system. So this is our final step through which we develop our number system and come to the number system which we are using nowadays, that is the decimal number system or Hindu number system or Indian number system, which is used throughout this world. We will not go too depth into this background that how we had developed. We just understand some basic one. So what you understand in this lecture, you understand that first people started using physical object like sticks, pebbles, other things, and marks on the wall for counting things, for representing number. Then what people had started doing, they had started grouping numbers and giving a single name, giving a single symbol. This through which, when they had started doing this, they let him to easy their counting, because if you write single objects for very big numbers, it will be difficult to count. So they group them and give a single name, give a single symbol, and these are known as the landmark numbers. If their groups are in any sequence, means first they sequence 5 element, then again they use this symbol 5 times, and then they group them in another landmark number. So if they are following any sequence, that number system is known as the base n. This n represent that how you are following n means if this is 2, so first you group two quantities, then again you will make two twos and give another landmark number. So base 10 number system, give an example. If there is a base 10 number system, how you will group them? So first landmark number would be 1, then another landmark number would be 10 times of 1, another landmark number would be 10 times 10, that is 100, another would be 10 times 100, that is 1000. So this is the base 10 number system. So next thing, what is the problem in this number system? In this base number system, the problem is that introduction of new symbol for the new landmark number. We resolve this by using the same thing, same landmark number to the place. We represent places because places has started representing landmark number, so through which we can represent with the use of very few numerals, with the use of very few symbols, we can represent highly two big numbers with the use of two, with the use of few number of numerals in the place value number system, because we do not in the need for taking new symbols for the next landmark number, because landmark numbers are represented by the use of places, not by the use of symbols. So I hope you are getting how we develop our number system from using tables to the Hindu number system which we are using nowadays, Indian number system. So this is in this video. Next video we will start to your chapter types of numbers in the number system. So thank you for watching.